In this video, I want to break down how we are getting such insane results with YouTube Shorts right now coming into Q4 of 2024. Whether you are a brand owner, a media buyer, anyone who is interested in Google Ads or paid ads for e-com, this video will be extremely useful for you. Why? Because YouTube ads are currently performing amazingly well right now. Me and my team have found such a cool strategy that makes them work extremely efficiently with high return on ad spend. Now, the way we run YouTube ads is quite unique, and I'm going to break down exactly how we do it in this video. So if you are currently running Meta ads or TikTok ads, you can actually use some of that video and some of those insights and put them directly into YouTube ads. And in my opinion, there is no reason not to. So let's jump into my laptop and get into it. Now, before I get any further, my name is George Clements. I run an agency called The Paid Search Company. We are the leading Google and YouTube ads agency for e-com brands in the space right now. And we are truly at the cutting edge of this stuff. We're managing $1 million a month in spend. So I'm not talking complete BS, okay? So let's jump into it. Now, here is the topic of this video. Here is how to scale to 1K a day with YouTube Shorts ads rapidly. And just some proof here. You can see this is September the 14th, so just the other week. Actually, just a couple of days ago from when I'm filming this, but you can see the rapid increase in spend that we achieved for this client. Okay, this client came to us towards the middle end of August. And they were really struggling, as you can see, to scale their Google ads. Conversions were on the floor. They were spending only a couple of $100 per day. And as soon as we implemented YouTube Shorts into the account, things skyrocketed. Their Google ads were fine. We barely even changed anything there. All we did was focus on YouTube ads. Now, diving into things, how do we do this? So we run YouTube ads through demand gen campaigns. Now, you might be thinking, what the hell? Why would you run YouTube ads not in YouTube campaigns? The answer is very simple. The targeting in demand gen is so much better than YouTube campaigns, okay? YouTube campaigns are kind of like interest targeting in meta ads. If you understand how meta ads work, it's kind of like original targeting options, right? It's very manual, and the algorithm won't really go outside of your targeting options unless you use optimized targeting, which just really isn't that good in those campaign types. Furthermore, Google is actually gearing towards demand gen campaigns, and they're actually taking away the drive conversions goal from YouTube campaigns in 2025 anyway. So you can see that Google themselves also understand that or that they're pivoting towards YouTube campaigns purely as an awareness campaign type, okay? So if you're focused on driving conversions and sales, you should be running your YouTube ads through demand gen. The targeting is more advanced, the campaign workflow setup is better, and just in general, they are more conversion focused. Okay, so you're gonna set up a demand gen campaign in your account. Now you might be asking, okay, when should I do this? If you have absolutely and utterly zero data, I do not recommend doing this. What I recommend is if you have a completely brand new Google Ads account, run standard search and standard shopping on manual bids, get to at least 30 conversions a month, so one sale a day. That is when Google actually recommends that you turn on smart bidding. And demand gen, you can only have smart bidding. So don't run demand gen unless you're at 30 conversions a month in the account, okay? Because there is account level data. By that point, Google kind of understands who your customer is. So that is when I would switch on demand gen. It's also when I would switch on PMAX, okay? So the same time you would switch on PMAX is when you should switch on demand gen, okay? So get to that point, switch on demand gen. And as you go through campaign workflow, and I'm gonna link a video to me actually going through how we set up demand gen, but don't go there yet because we've got some additional insights since then. You want to select conversion-based bidding. So you want to make sure that you're bidding for conversions, okay? You can bid for clicks, you can bid for awareness. We want to be bidding for conversions here, okay? And we do not want to set a TCPA. Why? Because when we are creating a new demand gen YouTube ads campaign, we have no idea where the CPA is going to fall. We need to be able to have the campaign unconstricted so it can gather traffic volume and we can see where the average CPA is sitting over at least 30 days. That's got to be a significant period. And then what I would do is set the TCPA slightly above that down the line. And that is going to produce better results. As you can see, it's a step in our procedure here, okay? Then we want to make sure we add in an audience signal, okay? So I personally recommend that you do it, add in an audience signal. We've seen results without adding in an audience signal and going completely broad. But again, if you know anything about meta ads, when you're creating an Advantage Plus campaign, which this is a very similar thing, you can add a couple of seed audiences, okay? It's not going to completely direct where the campaign goes. It's just a starting point. So what I would do is I would look in my Google Ads account, I would see which search terms have created the most conversions, and then I would add them in here, maybe no more than 10, okay? I would also look at what in-market segments have had the best performance. Maybe you've been running PMAX, okay? PMAX will serve 2 audience segments. You can go to the insights in that campaign and you can see which have the highest index, which means they have the highest likelihood of performing your goal action in that campaign, okay? And then add them in here, probably around 3 to 5. If you don't have any of that data accessible, look into Keyword Planner, do a bit of keyword research, and add in a couple of search themes that you think will be relevant, okay? But don't go overboard. I would also steer clear from affinities. They're quite broad audience segments. And I would also steer clear from adding in, of course, any remarketing or your data segments. We want this to be a cold campaign, okay? And if you add in remarketing, Google's gonna go very heavy on it, because at the end of the day, demand gen wants to get as many conversions as possible. It wants to look as good as possible so that you spend more money on it and Google Ads makes more money. And you know, it's gonna go for those easy conversions, and remarketing is very, very easy to do. So don't do that, all right? Make sure you do not add any optimized targeting. This campaign is already gonna go broad. Don't tell Google to go any broader, okay? Just stick with this. It's gonna go beyond this, trust me. And then what you wanna do is you're gonna get to the ad creation workflow at this point. Obviously you wanna make sure you set your location settings as well, of course, that'll be a step. But now you wanna, and your budget as well, now you wanna set your creatives, okay? So how many creatives do you wanna add? I would say add simply just 3 to 5 of your best performing creatives on a platform like Meta or TikTok to start with. Don't overload the algorithm with like 50 creatives. Just add 3 to 5 of your creatives that you think are gonna perform just in one ad set, okay? And you're going to test those when you run the campaign, okay? And also what you're going to have access to, as you'll see in my previous video, or the video, sorry, that I'm going to link up here, is that you can actually select showing your videos on YouTube Shorts, which means that there's no wasted spend. This is another advantage of demand gen over YouTube campaigns, traditional YouTube campaigns. You can't, in traditional YouTube campaigns, select YouTube Shorts as your target placement. In demand gen, you can, okay? So make sure that you do that. And now your campaign will be live, more or less, all right? You might be asking, what budget do I set it on? I would set it on, 2 to 3 times your AOV, okay? If you're a crazy high ticket brand, you don't have to do that. But if you've got a normal AOV, $100, $200, $50, $150 in that kind of range, try to set it to 2 to 3 times your AOV, or actually maybe even 2 to 3 times your average CPA. That's probably going to be better, okay? Because that's going to give the campaign enough room to spend and acquire you customers, okay? So if you're usually getting customers for $20 on your other campaigns or on Meta or something like that, set this to $60 a day, all right? That's gonna be the best, okay? So once you've done that and the campaign's running, you wanna be changing your mindset to be looking at paid social metrics, okay? So we're not running kind of Google Ads really here, we're running paid social. It's almost a different thing. So we need to make sure that we customize our columns, and a little tip that I'll give you is to create a new custom column set for your YouTube ads. And make sure that you have metrics in there such as view rate, such as CTR, you probably have that anyway, but metrics that show you how engaging your video ad is, okay? There's also a metric called video played to, and you can see how the duration that most people are playing the video through. It's gonna be very, very useful for you, okay? And you'll be able to see which of your 5 creatives has the best hook rate, that gets people engaged, that gets people watching. And this is really important because your creative is kind of your targeting here, okay? When Google goes beyond your audience signal, it's going to be using your creative to see who to target, right? Who is your creative, capturing? It's going to spend more on those kind of people. So make sure that your creative calls out your ideal client profile or customer profile, sorry, when you make it at the start. And then once you start to establish some winners, so you're going to probably have 1 or 2 winners or something like that, what you can do is you can actually add them into their own ad groups, okay, and give them their own custom headlines, their own custom descriptions, site links, all of that kind of stuff. That's going to increase your ad rank that little bit more, and it's going to help with scaling, all right? That's something that we've been doing. Alternatively, you can just simply leave it in the ad set that it's performing in, or the ad group, and just scale the budget of the campaign at that point, all right? And then obviously after about 30 days, you want to make sure you add a TCPA. This is just going to allow you to be a little bit more profitable. Now, some campaigns we still run on max conversions. This is just something you want to test, okay? It can improve efficiency just a little bit. And last tip before I round off here, make sure that you're looking at view through conversions. This is a custom column, or a column that you can add into your Google Ads. And it's really important because what happens with these campaigns is that someone will view your YouTube ad, and then maybe 1 or 2 days later, they're going to convert through like a branded search ad, right? Branded search is going to take all the credit in the platform, and YouTube or demand gen is going to get 0. But this is bad because demand gen actually pretty much caused that conversion, okay? So this is where third-party attribution software like Triple Whale or Northbeam come in handy, and also making sure that you're looking at view-through conversions within Google Ads, because even though the demand gen campaign may only have a few conversions, the view through conversions may be way higher, okay? And you can just take that number, times it by your average order value, and that is actually going to give you how much revenue that campaign has more or less produced, okay? So just something to think about. If you need any help with that, you can DM me on socials, on Twitter, for example. Very, very responsive over there. If you're interested in getting some of our best resources, including our Q4 Google Ads checklist, you can get that in the description by signing up to our newsletter. And if you want a one-to-one strategy session for me, if you are a Shopify brand owner doing at least 50K a month, you can book that call below, and I'm going to walk you through our exact system on how we run Google Ads, on how we run YouTube ads for the top brands in the space, and how we scale them to 1K a day, 2K a day, or 5K a day, okay? Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.